Guys, hope you're doing well. Kristen Collins, excited to connect with you again this week to dive deeper into self-love and why it's so important to be able to show up in community from that place of wholeness so we can live that life of optimal well-being and not be just trying to survive, but to actually thrive and find that joy and happiness that we're all searching for. As always, I so appreciate our shared community. This week, our subscriptions went over 130. Thank you guys for continuing to share the message. If you haven't already done so, please feel free to subscribe to this channel so you can get the latest information as it comes out. And your continued likes and comments are helping the algorithms to help us spread this message. So keep it up, and thanks so much for that. So this week I received a communication from a girlfriend who I hadn't talked to in a while, who picked up my book, Her Phoenix Rising, and I so appreciated that outreach. And you guys are continuing to do this, which really fuels me because it helps me be courageous to be able to keep talking about this stuff. So this girl shared for me that she was reading the book and she said, "Oh my gosh, I feel like you're telling my life story. Like you're absolutely striking a chord with me. And this really helps me articulate what I couldn't put my finger on. And I had no idea what to do about it or how to move forward. And you are actually laying a path that I can be inspired to be able to start moving down in my own unique way." So you know who you are. Thank you for sharing that with me this weekend. It really fueled me. And I want to share the quote that you took a picture of with everyone because it did resonate. And the theme of this chapter in the book, it's called Receiving. And it really is that give and take, that you're coming from this place of wholeness to be able to show up in life, right? And so what many of us, myself included, do is that we're looking for that joy and we're giving away that power to external factors. And really what self-love is about is understanding that everything we need is already inside of us. That joy, that satiation is connection to self, is being okay, with being you, with knowing and liking you, with healing from stuff that's from the past that doesn't serve you, with not fretting about the stuff in the future that's not here yet, being here now, comfortable in your own skin, for all the unique thoughts that you have, for the divine person that you are, to do that actual purpose life work that you came here to do. So it's from that place of wholeness that we can show up and not have requirements of how we're interfacing with someone else, not giving them the power to determine our joy, because we are okay with who we are. Then we can take on new experiences with curiosity and wonder, and to be like, wow, that's so interesting, and not be threatened by it. So this particular chapter about receiving was a reflection on, I met with an Ayurvedic doctor, which I never heard of that type of a practice before, but David and I were on a retreat in Tuscany, Italy, and I did a very quick screening with this Ayurvedic doctor. And I would like to share the paragraph with you about how that assessment went. So it shares. You're totally depleted. You have no fuel, no energy, nothing left to give. You've been giving and giving all of yourself for so long. At the same time, you're deflecting any receiving. You'll not allow yourself to receive from others, and you won't give to yourself. You should be in an emergency room right now. You're dangerously close to a medically emergent breakdown. So after 50 years of only finding joy of self when I was in the act of giving, I didn't like myself for just being here now, breathing. I had to earn my own love and my own respect by giving. That is not giving from a place of wholeness. That is giving and not so that you respect me or like me. It was so that I would respect or like me. So that was my lens, my mindset was I had to give in order for me to like me. On the flip side, you were not allowed to affect me. I would not feel an emotion or receive from you. I was so walled off to protect my little heart here that I wouldn't allow any receiving. So all of my energy was output, not from a place of wholeness, not because I was overflowing with self-love and self-care and self-actualization, right? And then I wouldn't allow to receive. So I had 50 years of this one way energy flow. And I was at the point where my body was breaking down and it was just not sustainable. So that message was one of the chapters in her Phoenix Rising. And it's something that I think a lot of folks that I'm connected with are able to identify with, because I hang out with like extremely generous, kind, loving, giving people. So my question to you today is, are you giving from that place of wholeness, or are you giving so that you are comfortable being you? Because that's not from a place of self-love and self-care. On the flip side, are you allowing the receiving of others? Are you allowing yourself to feel your emotions in real time? Are you allowing the other people joy in the giving to you, right? As much as you enjoy giving, other people enjoy giving to you, and receiving is really, really hard for me. A lot of community has been celebrating and been so supportive of my journey and the launch of my new company. And I'm practicing what I preach by sitting and receiving their support and their joy and their celebration. And it is awkward. I had a great friend take my husband and I out to dinner last week to celebrate my book. And I had to just receive, be comfortable with the fact that I was receiving all this love and joy and support. And it was hard. And I shared that after. I'm like, I hope I wasn't super awkward, but I felt like I wanted to reciprocate. I wanted to deflect. I wanted to take the attention and put it back on them so I would be comfortable in my giving. So life's about give and take, guys, but it has to be from that place of wholeness. Otherwise, giving and taking is just another distraction. So curious if this message resonates for you. Would, as always, appreciate any feedback, any thoughts, any pops that may occur for you, because again, that is what inspires me and helps me guide conversations in our community. So until next time, I hope you have a great week. And as always, be love. Bye.